Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me tonight we have Nick.
Hi-oh.
And Brandon.
Hello.
We're going to talk about games and things.
The best superhero shows are The Adventures of Superman and The Adventures of Batman. Like the Batman animated series and the Superman animated series. Those are like the best superhero shows, hands down. I'm continuing the conversation because I felt the need to.
I don't know any other.
I might get these people with no context into this conversation.
Exactly.
Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond.
Is that what I always do?
Yeah.
Speaking of superheroes, Brandon's going to talk about his favorite wrestling superhero
Okay.
in WWE 2K22.
I don't know how you brought that one together, but sure, why
That's
not?
a great segue.
Yeah, I don't think it's a really good segue.
I think that
it's
was at
pretty
least
awful.
a gold star segue.
I think that you tried with a question mark at the end of it. That's
Are there any
what
superheroes in wrestling?
No, I said wrestling
technically,
superheroes. Yeah.
I guess technically you have like superheroes and villains because people just play characters. You know, no wrestlers and actual person.
There was a wrestler. There was a wrestler in Spider-Man, so I mean that's close.
What was it, Spider-Man?
No.
Yeah.
It was
Bonesaw.
No, it was because you remember in the first Spider-Man movie, the Sam Raimi one, Spider-Man went and fought in illegal wrestling matches. So Spider-Man was a wrestler.
See, this was a fantastic segue. Yeah. Thank you for proving it, Brandon.
You know what's funny? I referenced that. I was playing D&D with my friends this past weekend, and I have a druid, so I wild shaped into an ape, and I grappled somebody, and they're like, "How long can you wild shape for?" And I was like, "I got 10 minutes with you, brother." Because you can wild shape for like 10 minutes.
So, like, technically, like, Justin Liger, Thunder Liger, is like a superhero. He's more like a Kamen Rider kind of superhero, and he's a wrestler. He's really fucking cool.
Is he in WWE 2K22?
He's in the next DLC for it, but also everyone's in WWE 2K 2022.
Everyone is here.
You can customize and make your own wrestlers down to their intros and their movesets. So, and then you can upload them online. So you could have like Joe Biden from the top rope or something.
Bernie Sanders with the steel chair.
You could actually have Bernie Sanders come in with a steel chair. Yeah, so where do I start with this game? What do you want to know about it?
Does it work?
Yes, it does.
All right,
how many NFTs are there?
None.
None at all?
Next question.
Is it real wrestling?
Yes, it's actually very well made and a very good game in general. And I told my friend this is the best wrestling game I've played since like the N64 days when I used to really enjoy wrestling games on the on console and whatnot. And this game is excellent. It's really, really good. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it like it's 2 hours, and then 10 hours later, I'm like, I still haven't turned this game off. Fuck. And that happened. The first day I bought it, so that was the thing. Yeah, it's really good. A lot of fun. Like I said, you can customize your movesets. You can like do a whole My Rise, I believe is the name of it, where you make your own custom character and like do like a whole backstory thing, and you like choose your alignment, and you like even start like Twitter beef with other wrestlers in the game itself. Yeah, it was actually hilarious, some of the things that happened. So yeah, it's just a really, really good, really solid game in general. It was really easy to pick up and learn the mechanics very quickly. There are elements of like kind of like the Batman games where like if someone's going to attack you, sometimes you can counter their attack, and you can do that in this game. So you can actually like do counter moves to other wrestlers attacks and that sort of deal. It'll like flash something like the triangle button or the Y button above your head for like a split second. And if you press that in time, then you'll do a counter to their moves and everything. Do a little reversal, and you can like reverse that into like a pinning predicament and that sort of deal. And it's just a really solid game in general. I have like zero issues with it whatsoever. It runs on ultra wide. It looks fantastic. It plays great. I've had a single crash, and that was more of my own computer's fault. it's really good, really really good. I highly recommend playing it if you like wrestling games. And hell, even if you don't and you just like it, you happen to be around it, like if you're at someone's house and they happen to have it, you should just try it because it's actually just a really fun fighting game. So yeah, I've been playing that. I convinced my friend to buy it, and he hasn't told me how he feels about it other than the fact that apparently his game fucked up today and it didn't save his character he spent 45 minutes making. So that sucked. So he was very angry about that.
Yeah, it does suck.
You say oh no, but like legitimately, you go through so much stuff meticulously making your character, like right down to what the announcers will call you and that sort of deal. And yeah.
Anytime you lose progress in anything, I'll say oh no. It's fucking bullshit.
Your oh no sounded so sarcastic, it hurt.
It was sarcastic, but it was also like it was serious. It was a dramatic oh no.
Like a fake dramatic oh no, but
think
also
about it,
oh wait, I actually
like,
mean it.
Because there's not really any nice way to like say oh no that just sounds serious, right? Because that could be like oh no. Well, that's not gonna sound serious.
Now you sound like Knuckles.
Or like oh no. Well, I mean, that would be
like
really
Mr. Bean.
Sarcastic. Yeah. Oh no, motherfucker.
Oh no, what you going for there? But no, I mean, I guess like, yeah,
I don't say oh no when that happens. I just scream.
Just go, oh fuck, that's shit. This sucks. That would be my response to the whole thing. But no, so like you can customize the stitching on your outfit. Like you can go that customizable about things. So like people even done things like completely recreated the tattoos of other wrestlers that aren't programmed into the game and programmed them into the game with all their movesets and everything. And it's great. And you can just download them online, like in the game itself. Not like you don't have to go to like a modding site or anything. It's like built into the game on the online portion of it. You can download other people's creations that they've made. And there's some really, really good ones. So yeah, solid game, and like the creation engine's really good. There are people that have like completely remade old like ramps and like jumbotrons and like arenas in the game and like have them up to download for free and that sort of deal. And it's just very solid. The community is there. It's a really fun game. And like I said, the My Rise event is super cool. Like there's also a thing called Universe where you like select a wrestler and then you like start wrestling with them, you know. Oh, who would have guessed? But you like get started. So like for instance, I picked Jeff Hardy as my starting wrestler because I like the Hardy Boys. And Jeff Hardy's in this, and Matt Hardy isn't because he's in AEW. But now Jeff Hardy's also in AEW, so they probably didn't remove him before he went to AEW. But anyway, so I picked Jeff Hardy, and I was playing as him. And like you start on the TV show that he would be on, because when it comes to wrestling, they have different shows. So like there's Raw and there's SmackDown and there's NXT, and those are like the three brands that are shown on different nights and have different kind of matches and different kind of arenas and that sort of deal. And they just have a different feel to them. Like NXT is a much more like brutal feeling, serious wrestling kind of deal, and then like Raw is like edgy, and then SmackDown is like your normal goofy wrestling sort of deal, and it's like the biggest one of them all. So like you can transfer your character from like Raw to SmackDown, and then they have like a whole thing where they transfer over to the other thing, and now they're fighting the wrestlers that are over in that division, and you can go for like the title belt over there and that sort of deal. And then as you're playing, like my universe is infinite, so you just go and do your job like every night of having your wrestling match, and then so on and so forth. And if you get the belt, then you try to hold on to it as long as humanly possible, and you can like make rivals and whatnot while playing through my universe, and it all feels very good, like very well put together. It's designed to be a mode that you can just play forever, and it doesn't feel like it outstays its welcome, and it's just a lot of fun. So yeah, very good game, solid. I bought it for like $45 because it was on sale, and I actually think it'd probably be worth full price with the amount of content that's there and the amount of content you can add to it. So there you go. That's what I played this week. Bye.
Okay. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
For your sake, has there been an AEW game by chance?
They are currently making one,
okay.
But there's a lot of issues. Like the person that was making it was also a wrestler, but he's like big into gaming. But he turned out to have a lot of problems with his body. Like very big needs surgery immediately kind of problems. Like, hey man, you probably should have told us about these issues. Like apparently he's had like vertigo for the last 3 years
Oh.
consistently. Not like it goes away and comes back. It's just that was his life. So in the time that he's been with AEW, he's actually been wrestling injured since he started.
Oh.
And he's consistently had like 5-star matches. And it was just kind of a I'm stubborn and made it out to be less than it actually was sort of deal. Because in wrestling, there's like a saying, you always like wrestle, quote unquote, like hurt, but you don't wrestle injured. But this guy was like taking that to the next level. He was like, he's just like, I'll rub dirt on it and just not care about it. Everything's fine. I'll pretend like everything's fine. And having like vertigo and that sort of deal, that's not something that's very easy to like diagnose by like the x-rays and that sort of thing. So it's just like, yeah, he could just kind of brush that off. They saw his injuries and he was consistently put on the bench and made to go through like rehabilitation and everything and that sort of thing. But they had no idea the extent of what his actual injuries were because he was coming over from Japan and over there it's a lot more just like fuck it.
Right.
You know, when it comes to wrestling. So yeah, that was kind of the mentality he had when he came over to here, even though he was like one of the biggest wrestlers in Japan and started one of the biggest factions over there. But yeah, so that happened and he's been gone for nearly an entire year now at this point. But he was making the AEW game because he's also a Twitch streamer. He also has done so many collaborations with different gaming outlets. He's designed games. He was working with some other people that design games as well. He's just kind of like a jack of all trades. But right now, he's an injured jack of all trades that I think is going through his 4th surgery at this moment in time. So the game got put on hold for a while. It still has a tentative release date of by the end of this year, but we haven't heard anything about it since last year. So
Okay.
but I'm glad you brought that up because someone completely recreated the AEW arenas, including all the pay-per-view arenas in the WWE 2K game, and you could just and also all the AEW wrestlers, so you could play with all of them and their like intro.
Sounds like you don't need a game.
It kind of, but like it's very much so like a fan creation sort of deal. But it's very, very, very good. So,
Okay.
so there's that.
Sounds great.
Yep. Plus the people that are making the AEW game with him are Ukes, if you know who that is. They made like the original WWE games on N64.
Okay.
So like they're the let me see. They made like WWF No Mercy and stuff like that. Or like the WrestleMania games or the WCW versus NWO Revenge. They made those games back when it was like published by THQ and like the director of them, which was like Hideki Yuki, I think is what his name was. He's the one making the AEW game along with and the guy who I'm talking about who's injured right now is Kenny Omega. So those are the two that were working on that together alongside several other like big names in the industry. So it's on hold right now, but we'll have one eventually. But I mean, in the meantime, the presentation of this game, like, even not caring a lot about several of the wrestlers, I mean, they still have people like Macho Man or Jake the Snake in here, so they still have like old wrestlers in the game. And there's actually like in your My Rise, your character is told to like view videotapes to get like an idea of what kind of persona he wants and that sort of deal. So then like your character goes home and does his homework, but his homework is in the shown to you like you fighting a match with someone like Eddie Guerrero or fucking Macho Man Randy Savage. That's like what they interpret him doing his homework and watching wrestling tapes as. So then like you're in his like dream state of using your character that you've created to fight like wrestling gods in the game. and it's like super hoping for a good game, and we just didn't get one. So, but now I watch like all kinds of wrestling again, so it's just like, all right, even if I don't care particularly for these wrestlers, there's still some wrestlers in here that I like really like. So there's that.
Yeah.
And I can make my own. So fuck it.
You can have anyone you want.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's have the KFC fucking Colonel versus Ronald McDonald. Let's go.
Yeah.
People have already made that. Those are characters you can download.
I'm sure. They're very popular characters. What if you wanted to do the Grimace?
Yeah. Or the Hamburglar.
You can do the Hamburger, yeah.
The Bam Hurgler.
Bam Madeira.
I was thinking about that. I'm gonna check and see if someone made that.
Bam Hurgler?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Bam Margera from the Jackass show.
Oh. Topical.
Oh, what a great segue!
Great segue.
I am just a Segway master today.
Wait, what?
Man is a motorized scooter.
I didn't realize that you set up a segue.
That's what I'm talking about today.
Oh,
Yeah.
you saw the movie.
I saw Jackass Forever.
Okay.
I don't know if it's me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's them. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I got a few chuckles out of some things. But it honestly, I don't know. I felt like there was really nothing new. Like, I used to really enjoy the Jackass movies a lot because like every movie had something like that they didn't do before that I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be like, I've never seen this before. This is hilarious. Mm-hmm. Or like some like weird or funny way of them doing things. But now it's at this point, this is what, the fourth one? I guess? Yeah. There's just there's like nothing that shocked me in terms of like their stunts or anything. Like,
that's such a shame because I heard like crazy things. Like, isn't this also another movie where fucking Johnny Knoxville popped his eyeball?
I mean, he almost died, but he almost died doing like the same trick he has been doing every Jackass movie, which is get run over by a bull.
I was expecting something ridiculous.
No,
the way they.
I don't know. As someone who's never watched these movies and has not watched this one either, my hot take, based on what I know of this, is this is the same movie you watched before, except now they're like senior citizens. Well, and they're trying to do the same shit that they did before.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that we also got to take into consideration, right?
Yeah.
Jackass 3 came out in 2010.
Okay.
Jackass 3.5 came out in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that my reaction to Jackass Forever might also come from the fact that, like, you know, back in 2010, 2011, things like Instagram Reels, TikTok, shit like that didn't really exist.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are living in a world where, like, the kind of shit that these guys are doing, I can see on a daily basis. I see worse things on a daily basis.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, like, now is it like, am I just numb to their brand of comedy because I've seen things that are funnier? Probably. You know, that's a 12-year gap between the last one and this one. A lot's happened in the past 12 years.
Yeah, I mean, Jackass 3D I thought was actually pretty good. So here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. I actually have a lot of respect for several of the people from Jackass.
I do too.
But like, I want to see this movie. I want it to be good. Like, for instance, if you've followed Steve-O's like YouTube or like his career in general, that man should be dead with the amount of illegal substances he ingested. And the fact that he has come back from that and has got himself completely cleaned up and is like doing everything to be like, to like promote stuff and that sort of deal, like other people and help them out and stuff, that's respectable. And I also feel the same when it comes to people like Johnny Knoxville. I've heard that Johnny Knoxville is just like a really good guy in general, and like he helps maintain and like checks in on a lot of the people from Jackass all the time. It's like, okay, that's very respectable as well, and I like that. I like that a lot. But then it's like, you're right. You can see the same shit on like TikTok, for instance, now, and shit that's worse. And then like there's that one kid. Oh God, I wish I could remember his name. He's not a kid anymore. He's like in his 30s. He just jumps onto things that are awful. Like I think I saw the other day. He went down a slipping slide, and the slide was covered in Lego bricks, and at the end was cheese graters.
Yeah.
And it's like seeing shit like that, and then like, okay, but then there's also the Jackass movies, and it's like, okay, well, they really got to carry it off based off their charisma, which I don't know yet because I haven't seen Jackass Forever. I wanted to. I actually want to see it because I heard one of the wrestlers from AEW is in it, or was going to be in it. I don't know what happened, or if he actually did end up in it.
So there's a couple of guest appearances by.
Did anyone with the name Darby Allin show up?
I'm looking at the names right now. What's his name again?
Darby Allin.
No.
Okay. So he probably didn't end up doing it.
So like some of the guest appearances that they had, I enjoyed because like they had Eric Andre and Tyler the Creator.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's funny. I like both of those people. But then they also had like Rob Dyrdek, who I can't fucking stand, and Machine Gun Kelly, who I also can't fucking stand.
Mm.
But like I don't know, like it's weird to say too because like there was a lot of penis humor, but like more than what you come to expect. I feel like every Jackass movie has its share of penis humor, but like most of this movie, there was like a whole 15-minute segment basically dedicated to Aaron, the one guy Danger Aaron, basically just getting his nuts abused. And I'm like, how many times can somebody get hit in the balls and it'd be funny?
Mm-hmm.
And it really wasn't. There was actually a point where I was watching it and I was like, I'm actually really concerned for this man's safety. Because, like, they go from, like, slap-shotting him with a hockey puck from, like, a professional hockey player to, like, at one point they pogo stick onto his ball sack. And I'm like, I just feel like he's gonna die. Like, this isn't even funny. This is just, like, I'm concerned. So, like, I don't know. There were some points where I was, like, laughing a bit. Like, there was a couple of funny things. But for the most part, like, I would say it's one of the most unimaginative movies they've made from the whole series. But again, too, like I said, that could just be me. That could just be my daily kind of indoctrination of the same kind of content on a daily basis, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, if you want to watch it, you can go watch it. It's on Paramount Plus. If you have Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It just didn't get me. Just didn't.
I see.
So, you know.
I'm still kind of want to see it. There's a few things that and there's a game that comes out tomorrow that I actually really want to play.
Game's that?
Postal 4 comes out tomorrow.
That got really bad reviews.
Did it?
Yep.
From who?
GameSpot gave it a 1.
Oh God, of course. GameSpot. I want to know what their review is. Yeah.
They said it was really bad. Postal 4, no regrets review. Nothing but regrets. Abysmal.
It's regrets, not regrets.
I was
no regrets.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so it just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's because you remember too, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 12 years ago I was 16 when Jackass 3D came out. And that kind of shit was probably, I guess, funnier to me then. But now that I'm like 28, bordering 29, maybe it's not funny to me anymore.
I'm just too old for this shit.
But it's funny too because I like I feel like they lean more to like the absurdist type humor, which is like my jam. But like it's just at this point it's just so not funny anymore. But so that's unfortunate. But I didn't really care for it. So there's that. I didn't really do much of anything else this week. I do want to watch the new Batman movie, so maybe I'll talk about that next time if I end up watching it.
I'll finish it.
I gotta just make sure. I'm doing a lot this weekend, so I'm not even sure if I'll have time. I'm actually going to be up in New York this weekend. Not near Mike, but if he decides to get lost in New York City again. But I'm going to be in New York City.
No, it's so far away. What are you going to New York City for?
Just the auto show. Going for the auto show. Automobiles.
All their reviews are like, You can tell this is a good game because of the poor reviews it's getting, and all the reviews are high on the actual store page. And then you have the reviews from IGN and GameSpot. They're like, this is bad because of its crass humor and because of its myriad of technical issues. And it's like, I get it. So they wanted this to be something that it's not. Got it. Holy shit. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I found it hilarious that I went and looked at the reviews you were talking about, and it's basically exactly what I would expect. Kind of like what you were talking about with Jackass, where you've grown out of it, but more of like the media wants people to grow out of things.
That's fair.
So the fact that like it's very, very tongue-in-cheek, on the nose, hyper violence for the sake of it, that sort of deal, is a lot of the reason, aside from the technical issues, why general places like IGN, GameSpot are like, yeah, this game's awful.
So
also, it makes fun of them in it, so they probably didn't like that either.
Who knows? I don't know.
Anyway, moving on from that. I'm so sorry. You're going to an auto show?
Yeah, I'm going to an auto show in New York on Friday, so that'll be cool.
To go see all the new Teslas.
I mean, Tesla adjacent cars, I guess, because
the Tesla truck.
There's newer electric cars that aren't Teslas, so like.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No. What are you talking about?
You mean a cool. Prius?
A Prius? No. So that'll be cool. I don't really got much anything else going on. I don't know if I'll play anything by next week.
Are you gonna go to the Nintendo store?
Maybe, actually. I might. I feel like there's something. Actually, let me see. Is there anything like exclusive to them right now?
No.
Oh,
actually, I feel like they always have weird things there. Like...
Specifically for you, Brandon. Guess where my brother's at right now, and I'm mad at him.
Where?
He is either on his way to or in Toronto as we speak for the Anamanaguchi concert. For the Scott Pilgrim concert.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, you're a fuck. I hate you. I want to go. So they're playing the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack live.
That does sound awesome.
Dickhead. I don't know. I might say, I'm not sure how close the Nintendo store is to the Javits Center. New York kind of confuses and scares me. So I probably won't go that far into it. But
are you going to be in Manhattan?
I guess the Javits Center in Manhattan.
I don't know.
Javits with an S. Javits Center is Manhattan. So yeah, we'll be right in Manhattan.
Yeah, so it's just got to be just down the street. Manhattan, just basically one big long street.
Let me do a Google map real quick. Javits Center, Nintendo, New York. It is 34-minute walk.
Oh, totally reasonable.
Totally, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, Nintendo New York is near Rockefeller Center.
Yeah,
and the Javits Center is like on the coast of New York, between New York and New Jersey.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, 34-minute walk. That's only like 2 miles. It's not bad.
I'm okay. Not after walking the entire. Have you been at the Javits Center? It's huge.
Nope, I don't even know what it is.
It's very big. It's a convention center.
Okay, we'll steal one of the cars, drive it down to Nintendo World.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to test drive this really quick, if you wouldn't mind.
Here's my New Jersey license. I'll be right back.
Fuck off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then just throw a red shell on the way out, and you'll be good.
I'll be right. But yeah, so I don't really have much of anything else going on, I guess.
All right. We'll talk about what I've been playing. I mean, I played more Mario Galaxy 2. I talked about it last week. It's still great. Just kind of nice to play it again. And then I got sucked back into, because I'm still on like a Mario kick for whatever reason. And so then I decided to play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the 3DS one, which I started and never finished for whatever reason. I don't know. But Superstar Saga is fantastic. I always like it. I think it's one of the best Mario RPGs. I don't know. Did you guys ever play it in either form? I don't think either of you got it on 3DS.
What?
Was it originally on?
GBA.
I think I did.
I played it on GBA. It was my first GBA game I think I got.
All right.
It was the first one I got with the SP. I remember that specifically because I upgraded from the non-backlit GBA to an SP, And that Christmas, I was given Superstar Saga along with the console.
Nice. Yeah, Superstar Saga I think is great. I think it's one of the best Mario RPGs. Definitely not the best, but I mean I think it's like a standout. It's got a great story. I think it ties into like the Mario universe really well. It brings back all sorts of random shit. But just it hits the nostalgia button just right. So I always like that. I think the whole like I think it's probably like the Mario Luigi games, I think might have some of the best battle mechanics.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah, because like it's not like just like the timed like dodging, like you're actually like physically dodging by like jumping or like hitting like the using the hammer to like hit stuff back. And everything is just so well animated that you can just like telegraph attacks, like who are they attacking, like Mario or Luigi. And that 2-button system just it's fantastic. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game. And so I really have been enjoying playing through it again. It's just been nice to see. And I forgot about all the little touches they made for this version of it because now that they have the extra buttons. They have a button that just makes them both jump at the same time, which is just kind of nice. They use the touch screen so you can cycle through like the different like attacks, or you can use it for a map when you're on the overworld. So you have things like that. It's a nice remake of a great game to begin with, and they just did such a nice job like updating the graphics. Like it's just such a beautifully like animated game. They did such a great job with it. I think it's got fun music. It's just a funny game. Like the humor is just like spot on. I don't know. I don't really have like anything bad to say about this game. Just like the original or this one. Like I think it's just like it's a really solid Mario RPG. So it's nice to go back to it. And this one has the Bowser's Minions like extra content that they added in. I played a little bit more of that this time. So I really kind of just dabbled in it last time. It's not what I would have wanted with it. Because I think the way that they kind of sold it was like, hey, a new RPG where you play as like a Goomba, and it kind of is, but it's not like the same battle system. It's kind of like a pseudo strategy thing where they're just kind of battling on their own, and every once in a while you get to time out a hit, and whichever team is the strongest wins. And then I don't know, you recruit new Goomba's minion or new Bowser minions to your team, and then it's got this rock paper scissors thing, and I don't know, it's got some story. I guess. A Goomba trying to be the best captain there ever was and trying to reunite the Koopalings, save Bowser. That's it. But I don't know. It's a wild game. I like it. I was going to go through and rebuy Bowser's Inside Story, which I don't know. It's kind of basically the last 3DS game that came out because 3DS was like dead when that game came out. But I was like, I should finish Superstar Saga first. So I bought it when it came out. I got like halfway through it, and I don't even know why. I just stopped. I think Samus Returns came out right around the same time, and that's why I stopped. So, I don't know. It's a great game. That's all I gotta say. I'm just gonna keep saying it's a great game until you guys say something.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's fantastic. You should play it. And
is it a great game?
It's a great game.
Is it a good game?
I would actually say it's a great game.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I just remembered I half watched the Sonic movie this week.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Because you needed the context.
Yeah, and I wanted like background noise too, so I was like, let me just throw this on and see what this is. I'm like, I'm not going to invest myself so much in it to sit here and watch it, but I'll half watch it. And it wasn't bad. I still think Jim Carrey's annoying, but fair. Sonic was nice. I like Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Story was actually not too terrible, and that's really all I got to say about it. I don't think it was horrible. I could maybe sit through like an actual watch of it at some point and like sit and maybe indulge in the finer details. I do agree with Brandon though. Like, just Robotnik's just fucking annoying.
He is.
Like,
he's very annoying.
Yeah.
Like I said, I believe
Jim
he
Carrey.
is.
I like Jim Carrey, and I found him annoying.
I believe he's more palatable in the second one.
That's good.
Because this one, I would say too. Even just he's annoying, and it's not even Jim Carrey annoying. It's just annoying.
His character is just not good. It's super annoying.
It's very like full of cliches and douchebaggery.
The problem is he just kind of showed up and he's an asshole, and that's like it. And that like it wasn't like most Jim Carrey things, even when he's an asshole or stupid or something, he's still like enjoyable. Like you can like his character. You can be like, he's quirky, he's silly. He may be an asshole, but I still like this guy. But like him playing Robotnik, there was just so no context to his assholeness in the first movie that it felt like that guy that just shows up and calls you trash doesn't give you any further details and then just leaves. Yeah, that was it. That was what his character was.
He actually would have been funnier if he did use like his dumb Jim Carrey like catch lines, like when he was trying to get into James Marsden's house, and he's like no, and it would be like alrighty then. That, that would have been much better. It just I don't know, just him being a dickhead. It wasn't. I think it was out of character for Jim Carrey.
That's even what it. Yeah.
Because you get kind of like you get annoying Jim Carrey, and then you do kind of have that like kind of like nicer end of the spectrum Jim Carrey, but like the Truman Show or like the Spotless Mind or whatever that one is. I can never remember what it's called.
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, that one.
That's actually really good though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of more like the Jim Carrey like serious like good person acting. Like those are actually the ones where like.
I think the number 23 is also really good.
I don't even know what that movie is.
It's another Jim Carrey movie where he plays a man who's basically going through a psychotic episode about the number 23 and seeing it everywhere, and it has some kind of like dire like meaning basically. Like it was used in this, that, and the other. He sounds like a crazy conspiracy theorist kind of guy, but like it's all about him slowly losing his mind while you, the viewer, are also like, so is he crazy or is he right? I don't know which one it is. And the show like plays around. I mean, the movie plays around with that a lot, and it's very entertaining. It's very, very well made.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, and I think the farthest like comedy I go down Jim Carrey is like I seem to remember him being tolerable in Liar Liar.
Yeah, I remember him. I liked Liar Liar. I thought he was obnoxious and an asshole in Liar Liar, but he was still likable because he at least had some kind of like redeeming qualities about him in the end, at the very least. And I'm pretty sure they'll do something like that when it comes to Robotnik later on in the show, or at least make him more enjoyable to watch. I mean, in the movie, then the second movie, I have not watched the second movie yet, as I've already mentioned, but
well, he was already better as soon as he got onto the mushroom planet and shaved his head.
Oh my
god! Yeah. Actually, you're right.
So I don't know.
Your guys' complaints about the first movie, I feel like, are adjusted in the second movie.
That's good. So
I think you should be okay.
I look forward to it. I just don't know when I'll be able to actually sit down and watch it.
I mean, maybe they just wanted like a reason for him to want to like get Sonic. And they're like the only person that would want to kill this little blue animal is some nasty asshole. Mm-hmm. So we just need to like overcompensate as much as possible so people believe it. I don't know. But I mean, why else would you want to go around and just kill Sonic? I mean, he's annoying. Sonic Adventure 2 is horrible. But that's not even his fault. It's Knuckles' fault that Sonic Adventure 2 is horrible. So
I mean, they explain it a bit in the first movie if you didn't have it on as background.
Well, no, they did because he was like, "Oh, I'm the smartest person or whatever, and I can solve everything." And but I'm just saying, like just like the whole like overcompensation thing. I don't know. So because I feel like the other military people wouldn't have wanted to like dissect him.
Well, yeah, at first, he wants to just dissect him and try and figure out what the fuck he is.
Yeah.
So
that's it. But as I said, otherwise it was good. Like, actually, I think graphically, like I think it was really nice.
It was very well done. Yeah. And like I said, for a kids movie, which it very clearly is, it didn't treat the viewer like an idiot, which I thought was very good.
Yeah, no, I don't think it treated anyone as an idiot in that movie. Like I think it was like for a video game movie, I agree. It was really nicely done. I think it's watchable by everyone, and like I think it's just kind of an enjoyable, fun movie. That I think everyone can just get a kick out. It's not like overly dramatic, like dramatized either. Like when I mean that I mean like Batman and Robin is what I always think about. Just how like everything was just like overacted. Like I don't feel like they did that because sometimes in like kids movies they do.
The Joel Schumacher one?
Whatever, the one where George Clooney was Batman.
George Clooney Batman.
And the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Iceman, Mr. Freeze.
I think that's Joel Schumacher. It is. It's Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, because that was like so overacted. It was like horrendous. And I'm just saying, like some kids' movies are like that. Where it's
I thought that was okay. So, like, first of all, that movie wasn't good. It wasn't good. It is a good bad movie. I'm
not comparing it in terms of like quality. I'm just saying, like I'm saying, kids' movies sometimes they like overact. Like a lot.
I just
like
wanted
they
to give
do
my thoughts on Batman and Robin. Honestly, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I think that's like a really bad movie, like in general. But I think that's because, and I think I heard this explained once by Joel himself. Essentially, both with that movie and Batman Forever, which also happens to have our pal Jim Carrey in it, which he made as well. I think those two movies were made to be like as comic booky as humanly possible. I mean, like early age comic books where everything was like, big things, like big text that says like the hits, like bam, pow, that sort of thing. So like the very stereotypical, clean, easy to digest comic booky things. And I think that's what he was going for, like a fun, loving, just kind of cutesy, that sort of deal with the Batman and Robin and Batman Forever films. And it just didn't work. It just did not work because the clash of styles between him wanting to make the movie feel like that and then him having his characters like look like the other Batman movies, which just did not help him at all. Which funny thing, Joel Schumacher also made the number 23.
Oh.
I did not know that was a Joel Schumacher film.
Very good way to connect it.
Surprise.
That's so weird. I did not know. I actually really like that movie though. I highly recommend it. Like, seriously, watch it. So yeah. And apparently he worked on House of Cards. Alright, sure, why not? But yeah, basically he had the moody atmosphere of like the Batman from Tim Burton. But then he had the story of like Golden Age comics when it was, is it Golden Age comics? Like the Detective Comics Batman.
I think you're right. I think it's Golden Age.
Let's see what it's called. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, here, Age of DC Comics, Golden Age, Action Comics 1, Detective Comics. Okay, yeah. So Golden Age is what it seemed like he was going for, which is like 1930s to early 1980s comic books, and those were like, yeah, those don't transfer well to a film, and that feels like what he tried to do with Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. Yep, I guess that's all I'm gonna say. I'm done. Sorry, I was just going on a nerding out moment for a second there.
Okay, that's fine. But anyways, that's all I have to talk about. You guys ready to go to news?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
All right, news time. Where's the news? There it is.
That's the news right there.
That's the news right there. I don't know. I'd say the big news of this week is the Nintendo Switch Game Boy emulators got leaked.
Yeah, so, I didn't actually click the article you shared with us because like I forget when you sent it to me, but I think I was busy doing something. I forget what I was doing.
It was last night, I think. It's like, this is like nearly breaking news for us. So
like, how leaked are we talking here?
Like leaked to 4chan, like files leaked.
Okay.
Like let me see if I can give a better description. I'm looking at this backwards. Hold on. Yeah, so development builds of the developed emulators have been leaked on 4chan. SNES, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy. The Game Boy Advance emulator is codenamed Sloop, which I love. And the Game Boy emulator is Hayoko.
Okay.
So so they have a big old list of Game Boy games that have been tested with it too.
Okay.
So like what do they got in here? Astro Boy, some of the Castlevania games, Sacred Stones, F-Zero, both Golden Sun games, Chain of Memories is on there, Amazing Mirror, Mario Luigi Superstar Saga, very topical. Mario Golf, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Mario Tennis, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, some of the Mega Man Battle Network games.
Hell yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission. Pokemon
we'll get those
Mystery
good
Dungeon.
ones in like 2025.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
Pokemon Pinball, Super Mario Advance, Wario Land, WarioWare, Yoshi's Island, Minish Cap. Those are all games that are on there. Or at least that were tested with it at some point or another. Interestingly, too, so they said, so like, I'm gonna try to read this and like, so the Game Boy like original, it says it appears to have NetPlay support for link cables with each switch emulating 2 Game Boys at the same time, simulating a link cable between them. So it sounds to me like
that is very okay. So that sounds pretty ambitious to the point where I now think this entire leak is fake.
No, it's legit. It is legit. It's like I said, people have access to the files. They can see like Nintendo employees adding stuff onto there. Some of these code names are identical to ones that had been found earlier when digging through files. I think some of them were hinted at in like even the Mario 3D All Stars build. I think that's when they found it last time was on there. It might have been on NSO. So like a lot of stuff is like not surprising. It just from what it sounds like it got leaked from a development console.
So like someone stole one?
That's not necessarily stolen, or at least stole the data from one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it seems like it's coming. I mean, I think everyone knew Game Boy was coming at some point. They said that Game
I feel
Boy...
like that's like kind of obvious.
Yeah. And even because I remember talking about it when we were talking about the NSO like expansion pack, because it was like when they looked into the files that were there, it was like there was data for 5 systems already, but there's only 4 systems that are out, and it was like, but it was weird because like System 1 was NES, System 2 was SNES, System 3 was listed but not identified. System 4 was N64 and System 5 was Genesis. So it's like there's another system that's being worked on in the middle there. It was very likely probably the Game Boy stuff. So
I see.
And Game Boy Advance makes a lot of sense. It's got a big old library, probably enough third-party stuff that even if they get like the droppings like they have been, they can probably still get some random stuff on there. So yeah, I mean I believe it.
Okay.
I mean, they had Game Boy Advance stuff running on. They had Game Boy Advance games on 3DS for the Ambassador program, and they had them on the Wii U as well. So, I mean, it makes sense that. I mean, it's definitely not surprising if they do move in that direction. Although the Game Boy link cable stuff, that's super ambitious. So it'd be
that's why I started thinking it was fake, because that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I mean, it makes sense for something like Tetris.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool. You have people side by side and just playing together. You can do like the link cable stuff. Obviously, that's not practical for something like Pokemon.
Yeah.
So that would have to be handled a different way. But I would be shocked if like Pokemon Company was even okay with them being on that service anyways. Because I couldn't imagine them being like, yeah, you can play these old Pokemon games for free with the service.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird.
I don't know. I mean, none of them were listed in there. Aside from like, was it Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? And they don't care about those.
Yeah.
Obviously. But it would be interesting. And then if they do, I mean, obviously they could probably do like home support to get the Pokemon off there. I guess they would get your money one way or another, maybe. I don't know. So it'd be interesting. Interesting to see what ends up coming up with it. Kind of seems like that would be, I don't know, maybe like a big E3 reveal. Just be like, hey, Game Boy's here now.
Well, yeah, I guess that's probably like, I mean, we're like, realistically, we're only, 2 months away from that quote unquote season, right? Not even.
Yeah.
April's almost done.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're getting the halfway point. Nintendo is quietly getting their, back half realigned because Xenoblade 3 got pushed up by 2 months.
Yeah, I saw that. That sure is interesting.
Wild.
Yeah. Nothing gets pushed up by 2 months.
It's rare. Yeah, it's rare.
2 months. It's just like, hey, guys, guess what, guys? Remember this game we announced? It was going to come out in September. Well, now it's coming out in July, which is 2 months from now. So get excited.
So weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Something had to have happened in the back end. whatever they had planned for July is not coming out. I don't know. Maybe it was Splatoon. They're gonna stay. I don't know what they. Something had to have slipped.
Well, we already know they delayed April, which was Advance Wars.
But Advance Wars was kind of like Advance Wars was a filler title in April. The big title for April comes out next week.
Yeah,
because like Advance Wars isn't even. I don't even think it's been officially announced for Japan yet. Like that's where that game is. Like it's not a big focal point for Nintendo. It's just it's there. And I think they were just like, where's the least obnoxious day we could put this out without disrupting anything else? And they're like, nothing's coming out at the beginning of April and in March. And be like, okay, that works. And then they had to delay it for other reasons. But yeah, like that's not a big thing. I mean, obviously, like, but Switch supports is going to be huge. Should be huge for them. I mean, it already seems like it's getting good buzz. So that's not enough to like shift. Like, I don't think they would be like, they wouldn't bump Xenoblade up because they lost.
Well, they delayed that, and they also delayed Legend of Zelda, like all around the same time.
Yeah,
and obviously for different reasons. Could you imagine the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is just a military sim now?
No, I know. But the thing is though. But I guess what I was trying to say is like you're not going to push up Xenoblade because you lost Advance Wars, because that's not a big enough title to justify that. No. But you're also not going to push Xenoblade up either because of Breath of the Wild, because if anything, Breath of the Wild got out of its way by going into next year, freeing up more attention for it in the holiday season.
What do they have for the holiday?
They haven't announced it yet. We don't know. Aside from Pokemon.
They'll announce that in June.
Yeah, which is usually what they do. They announce like the big back half, like usually like June-ish time. And they'll be like, hey, guess what?
What do you guys think they have
starting in July? I think we'll probably get. I bet they'll fill up this back half with like the Zelda, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. I think that's kind of like, hey guys, we're really sorry for delaying Zelda. So here are these titles.
I feel like we're also going to get Advance Wars before the year's over.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that makes sense. Well, and I think they're going to put as much care into that as they did with the last time. They'll probably just stick it in some like block where there's not anything like huge, but but enough that it can just get a little bit of time to itself. So, yeah. But I don't know.
So I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary randomly. I know this ain't it, but I just since I've never played it, I kind of want it to be it. It's a remake of Chibi Robo. There you go. That's the one.
That would be a great one.
But no, the other thing I wanted to say was there's more news I haven't written down. I literally forgot until just now.
Let's say I think this was last week, but we didn't talk about how Namco's apparently hiring for a Nintendo remake of some sort, which just reminded me because some people wanted it to be Chibi Robo because that was a Nintendo game. Other things that could be even back half this year. Well, we know Bayonetta 3 is there, so there's that, and we know
Bayonetta. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, will we see Metroid Prime 4 this year? Maybe.
No.
You don't think so? Definitely no.
I don't think so.
They were still hiring for Metroid Prime 4.
We could see the Metroid Prime like HD port or whatever.
We might see the collection maybe at some point this year, but I honestly at this point I think Metroid Prime 4 is like a next Nintendo console. I would think it's gonna be on the Switch, or it'll be cross-gen. Personally,
it could be. We didn't talk about this either. I think it was kind of like because it was not like when they did the Breath of the Wild 2 delay. Did you guys see like the what is it called? Foundry, their take on it. The people who do the
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because they're like the Switch can't run this.
Breath of the Wild 2?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, they're like the Switch can't run this.
Digital Foundry.
Yeah, Digital Foundry. That's what it was. Okay, that's what I thought it was. But for some reason, I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That's
they're like the
true.
They're like the Xbox One would struggle with this.
With what? Hold on. What?
Breath of the Wild 2. Whatever they showed in the last trailer. They're like the Switch can't run this.
Wait, really? I want to look at this.
That's what they're claiming. Now, mind you, too, you gotta understand, like, what we have seen, I don't think they've advertised as in-game, correct?
Yeah, but Nintendo doesn't do not in-game stuff.
They I mean, they might have had to for this,
but they don't ever do that. Like, they don't show off stuff that's not like, sometimes you'll get stuff that will be like downsized. Like, the last example that they have of that was with Breath of the Wild, when they had to like downport it for the Wii because the Wii couldn't run, or the Wii U couldn't run it. But like, they're like, the Switch can now run this. But that, in the last example, was the difference between two different systems. This one is like, the system it's being built for can't run it, which is not something that Nintendo did.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can find like their actual comment.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I'm a bit surprised by how sharp and clear this look compared to the original in general. And they pointed out the volumetric clouds they presented are really complicated to implement, while the camera cuts with anti-aliasing. That's even complex to achieve on the Xbox Series X.
I mean, I don't know.
And they do say, like, sometimes they'll render up higher trailer resolutions, but does not usually resort to these.
That's possible too, but what I'm saying is, like, possibly in this situation, right? Nintendo may have broken its own rules and done that just to show something. You know what I mean? Just because they announced it too early, and now it's like, oh, fuck. We gotta show something.
But they only showed, like, 3 seconds. And they got this from, like, 3 seconds of this stuff.
But, again, like, I don't know, I feel like Nintendo fans need that 3 seconds of, oh my god, there's something coming.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think it's weird. Like I said, Nintendo's just not known for, like, overinflating their own stuff. They're usually pretty, like, real with what you're getting. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out next year.
Yeah.
Because I'd be surprised if we saw it again this year. I think that's it. Well, maybe like an end of the year direct. No, I think it'll be like a January direct. Will probably be the next time we see it. So, but that's all I got news wise. And we touched on everything and then some that I had. But you guys want to talk about this second?
I was going to talk about the supposed acquisition of FromSoft for Sony that is currently rumored as of this morning.
Oh, is it? I had not heard that one yet.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's my main takeaway. Get the fuck out. No, thank you. I really don't have much more to say.
Change anything they do?
Yes, absolutely.
So?
Sony has a very, very specific set of guidelines that most of their major titles follow, and they quite often enforce that. And many times, whenever someone gets bought by Sony and then becomes like on brand with Sony things and like their first party titles, they all follow the same exact formula, and it's never good because Sony likes having control over the developers and what they do in their games. And it turns a lot of games into very blurring open world cookie cutter games like the ones you would see from Ubisoft and that sort of deal. And it's not good. And I absolutely would not like that in any way, shape, or form. That's my takeaway.
That's fair. I mean, I can't argue with that. I'm just saying, like, they really only make games for them too, so I mean, I couldn't see them changing too much, but who knows?
I would agree if it was like early 2000s Sony or like even 2015 Sony, but like current day Sony, a lot of games that get bought by them, or like studios that get bought by them, they're like, all right, this is the way you're going to make the game. All right, go do it. And it's like, then we end up with the same kind of copy and pasted game over and over again. And it's like, yeah, sure, it's good. They're good games, but they're like all the same thing. It's like Sony they have like a checklist of things you have to have in your game when you're making it for them. Because when I think of something like Horizon, Spider-Man, those sort of titles, like open world, collect-a-thon, adventure game, very simple, very to the point, very Ubisoft feeling in a way, where it's just like, all right, there's like 800 things where you can go and do this, that, and the other, and the map's like polluted with all this UI that just looks fucking garbage, and here's like 700 different points of interest, and go have fun. And like that's the way a lot of their games turn out looking. And it's not like they're bad games, it's just like that is absolutely not the style that FromSoft should take in any way, shape, or form, and that would really suck because it would lose like its identity in general. And there's that. Plus, like Sony lately, they really, really don't like their Japanese developers. There's like a reason why a lot of them jumped ship and went to like Nintendo or released their games on PC. And when it comes down to it, buying a very, very Japanese developer like FromSoft, who's very stuck in their own ways, and their fans like that about them, Sony would completely change it, and it wouldn't be for the better. And then they'd be like, why don't people like the games now? Oh, they probably never liked them to begin with. It's just like, it can't be our fault. It has to be your fault.
Yeah. It could be everyone's fault.
Yeah, probably everybody's fault, really.
Equal opportunity blame. I don't know. I have not seen this rumor, so I wonder, where did you see it?
So there was a popular person that's like known as my friend showed it to me, basically. And there's this popular person on Twitter who's known for leaking a lot of things that turn out to be true. An insider. I think DualShockers is the only one that covered this earlier today. But he showed me where like this person's tweet was talking about them, and I was like, oh, okay, it's that guy. Cool. All right then. And then like several other insiders like confirmed as well that they had heard the same thing, but there's no concrete evidence that it's happened yet, but just that there's talks of it. I just was wanting to report that I just think it's an awful idea that even if they did do it, more or less. So that's just my takeaway.
Well, I mean, Sony's supposedly in the talks for some sort of acquisition. So.
Yeah, and there's that whole, it's going to be bigger than Kojima Studios, and like, oh, well, then it could be FromSoft because of how big Elden Ring has been lately.
Sega.
I would be very sad if it was Sega.
That'd be hilarious.
That's why they're shutting down their Japanese game stuff.
No. Let's not talk about that. No. All right, so that's it.
Just bought Nintendo.
Yeah, Sony bought Nintendo.
And now they're going to be the mega corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'll have all of the anime and all of the games.
Mm-hmm.
And we were worried about Microsoft, but meanwhile, here's Sony secretly buying everything.
Gotta buy all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyways, speaking of Sega, supposedly some big old reboots are coming out.
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio.
So, there's been reports coming out over the past couple of days of some big budget reboots coming from Sega. Two of them that have been rumored or reported or whatever are going to be both Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi. This is according to Bloomberg, so who the fuck knows?
I do like the idea of having a new Jet Set Radio.
And even better, Brandon, it says it includes NFTs.
No.
Not even joking.
No.
So this is a part of Sega's Super Game Initiative, which is for them to create AAA quality titles that can function as live service experience with cross-platform support, an online presence, microtransactions that can be promoted through regular events. They're using Fortnite as an inspiration. And Sega's executive VP Shunji Utsumi hinted that previously the possible incorporation of other technologies such as non-fungible tokens.
Well, that really just killed all interest in it whatsoever. Sega, go fucking kill yourself.
Well, here's the thing. They, at least to date, the official statement from Sega is that they don't want to do newts, frogs, and toads. So,
no fucking thanks, you mean?
Yeah. So, that could all just be wild speculation.
A single reason why an NFT should be in a game. Can anyone think of a single reason, a single use for it?
No.
I can't either. Not even jokingly can I think of a reason why there should be
the only thing that I can honestly think, right? Uh-huh. And I feel like this is really the only one that really makes the most sense.
Uh-huh.
But this has always kind of been my opinion of the skins for guns in CS:GO.
But Okay, so
wait, let me.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll tear that down after you're done with
So
it.
my thought is that probably sometime in the very near future, if Sega doesn't do it with their games, and you might see it with Fortnite, where you'll see a super limited edition skin for a game, and it's going to be based on the blockchain, bada bada bada, and then it's going to go through all of that. They're going to incorporate limited skins onto the NFT technology, quote unquote technology. And that's to me what makes the most sense for integration. Now, is it the best option or any possible option? No, but I think in terms of viability of how they could apply that to video games, I feel like it's not the most far-fetched thing.
So the reason why that wouldn't work for NFTs is when you own the skin in CS:GO, that's like something you actually have in your inventory. That's something you can actually use in the game. Like you can actually use it.
Yes.
It's actually on your gun when you're playing that game.
Yes.
An NFT, in theory, the way it has been explained always, is not something that would allow you to do that. It would allow you to have like a showcase on your profile that says you have it. That sort of thing. Yeah, it would be like you'd be able to say, "Oh, I have that in my inventory," but you can't do anything with it. And that's saying, the way those are designed. Like
that could be the evolution of that for this application. Just because NFTs as we know them now is that doesn't mean that at some point Sega or Epic or somebody isn't going to be like, "Hey, let's apply what we know to what we have and do this."
So I can think of one specific way you could use NFTs that would actually be really good, but it will never be used because it's a good idea, and also it won't make them money. So they would never use it. The best way that they could use NFTs is instead of just giving out keys for games that are like, like closed betas, that sort of deal and everything, and then dealing with the repercussions of people that leak the data from the game, like on a Twitch channel or whatever. They have like a specific key that's given out to individual people. So if any of that metadata gets out there, and that information gets out there about the game, you know exactly who did it because of the blockchain and because of who got that key and whatnot. That is the only way I can think of, like, in some way, shape, or form, protecting video games in general, that aren't fully released, that are like maybe in the like working stages and that sort of thing, so you don't have leaks such as the thing with like Nintendo's most recent leak and that sort of deal, and not knowing where it came from and that it just is there. That's the only way I could think of NFTs being a good thing for video games. But like I said, in no way, shape, or form would that make these companies money, other than saving them money from having their ideas stolen by people that leak the information online and that sort of deal. So it will never happen, but that is the only good way I could think of using NFTs.
Yeah, no, that'll never happen.
But I mean, it would be a good way, because it wouldn't be like, all right, what fucking dude leaked this? It would just be like, oh, I know, because the blockchain doesn't lie, so I can just follow this information back to the person that got the original key, and oh, there he is. Okay, cool. That person's banned. Do a search into that person for, doing this, that, and the other, and ruining our thing before it was allowed to be released. Like, because there's like a lot of internal things that happen in companies as well, and I think that would actually save companies a lot of money, such as Nintendo, who just had all of their shit leaked. I don't know. Anyway, that's my takeaway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing that's happening. So I guess maybe look forward to that if you want.
No.
We don't know if it's a thing quite yet. Bloomberg kept reporting about the Super Switch for like 6 months, and that never happened. It
never will.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bloomberg, when it comes to things like that, they're not the most.
About it before, though. I think there was more to that story than I think that was. Nintendo was working on it in abandoned ship when they realized they couldn't get all the chips they wanted, and just were like, "What do we have back in our pantry that we can spruce together for something?"
Yeah, more? No, what I'm saying is like I've never seen, like, in recent history anyway, where a Bloomberg rumor mill article such as this was 100% accurate. So like that could be.
I think the Switch story before that was real.
Okay.
But I don't know about them having any history with games.
Yeah. So I mean,
but who knows?
We'll see.
Maybe it's the NFTs. Maybe they're just really involved in that process, and that's how they know. Like, oh man, we got a hot story about some sexy Sega NFT games.
Yes, but
yeah, maybe they'll re-release Sonic Adventure 2 with NFTs, and then you can spend hours having Knuckles search around a giant arena looking for NFTs.
Looking for bored apes.
Oh my god! Can you imagine how cringe NFTs are going to be? They already are. It feels like they are dead. There's no way they can bring this back. Like, quite literally, they can't.
I already love that people are like trying to resell their NFTs. They're like, hey, I bought this. What was it? The guy who bought the NFT of like the first tweet for 2.5 million and tried to sell it for like 43 million and got, I don't know, a couple $1,000.
No, he bought it for like 2.4 million or billion, some very large number.
It was 2.5 million. I remember that.
And then only sold it for like a couple $100.
Yeah, but he was trying to sell it for like 43 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he got like thousands. Like that was it. Like it was like $3,500. Like a huge, huge loss.
So fucking funny.
It's very good.
Well, it's just like Nick said this whole time. Like NFTs are really just money laundering scams.
They've always been money laundering scams.
So it's literally
anyone who tells you otherwise is trying to sell you a money laundering scam.
Yeah.
No, you understand. If I get 3 people to put in $10, then you get 3 people to put in $10. You'll make 100. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
No.
All right.
No,
right.
I don't.
Okay.
But I would like NFTs to officially die. I mean, when you know, okay, so here's how I knew NFTs were like on the downtread, and I mean, even crypto in some cases as well. I could legitimately buy a graphics card right now for almost MSRP.
I knew it was on the downtrend when people came to do their taxes this year and came to realize what capital gains was.
This is all that group that apparently recently got, I think, jail time for NFT scams. Yeah. So it's like, hey, that's what all of them should have. And now all the people that have been doing NFT scams are like, fuck. I can't money launder anymore with my NFT scams. What do I do now? I better sell them.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget to find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter, or you can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hey, how you doing?
Any final thoughts?
I feel very sick. NFTs are a scam. And, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Nick.
I got nothing.
Okay. And with that said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online. I'm Clash Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game Boy. I've been actively looking for this Nitro Pepsi and I cannot find it.
You know, it's funny. I was looking for it again because I was like, let me try and give this another crack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't find it.
Maybe it never existed.
Maybe the Nitro Pepsi was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, I was just going to make that joke.
Defeated. Got you.